This is the Sunrise Credit Services video. Hi, I'm Consumer Protection Attorney Bill Clanton, and I've helped hundreds of consumers deal with debt collection harassment, inaccurate credit reporting, and other consumer-related issues. At the end of this video, you'll know who Sunrise Credit Services is and what they do and the laws they violate. Sunrise Credit Services is a third-party debt collector bonded in the state of Texas. They've been around since 1975. They've been sued in federal court 197 times for violations of the FDCPA. In those violations, there's allegations that they call people they know are represented by lawyers. They call and disclose the debt to third parties when they shouldn't. They add on fees that they are not entitled to. So Sunrise Credit Services is an experienced debt collector with plenty of experience with the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. In addition to the things that I've told you that they've been alleged to have done, the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act says that Sunrise cannot call you before 9 a.m. or after 8 p.m. They cannot threaten you, harass you, abuse you, or make misrepresentations to you. They can't misrepresent the amount of the debt, the character of the debt, or the legal status of the debt. They cannot make misrepresentations about the debt on your credit report, including they have to report the debt as disputed if you dispute it. Any kind of misrepresentations are illegal. They cannot charge any fees that they're not entitled to or that are not part of the original contract. At the outset of their debt collection efforts, as part of their initial communication, or within 5 days of their initial communication with you, they have to send you a letter that tells you the amount of the debt, the current creditor of the debt, and gives you information about how to dispute and request verification of the debt. Many times that letter has problems. The language in it will be incorrect or misleading, and the amount of the debt could be incorrect. Now, how will you know if the amount of the debt is incorrect? You can look in your credit report and compare the amount on your credit report to the amount in the collection letter. If they're not the same, then there's a problem. How can you tell if the language is incorrect? Well, if you read it and you're not sure what it means or what it says, then that's a good indication that there's something misleading about that letter. Sunrise has also been sued for violating the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, or the TCPA. The TCPA says that an entity with an auto dialer, like Sunrise, cannot call your cell phone without your permission. And it says you can revoke your permission to receive calls placed by an auto dialer. So if you are getting calls from Sunrise, tell them to please stop calling. Under the TCPA, they have to stop using their auto dialer to call you. Many debt collectors only use an auto dialer to place calls. If Sunrise continues to call you after you've asked them to stop, the penalty under the TCPA is $500 per call. If you can show that they did it knowingly or willfully, that penalty goes up to $1,500 per call. The penalties can be staggering for an auto dialer that goes wild and calls somebody too many times. Another law that applies to Sunrise is the Fair Credit Reporting Act. The FCRA says that Sunrise has to report information about you accurately and completely. If they don't, you can dispute the information they report on your credit report, and they have to correct it. If they fail to correct it, then you can sue them for their reporting of inaccurate or incomplete information on your credit report. You can recover your actual damages, your statutory damages, your attorney's fees, and costs. And if you can show that they violated the Fair Credit Reporting Act willfully, then you can get punitive damages. What kind of damages can they cause you by misreporting information on your credit report? Well, inaccurate or incomplete information on your credit report can cause you to pay too much for credit. That means you would get a higher interest rate for a mortgage or a car note. It could cause you to miss out on an opportunity. You may not get a job or may not qualify for certain benefits because of inaccurate information on your credit report. And you can recover your attorney's fees under the Fair Credit Reporting Act and under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. So that means that if our office makes a recovery for you under those laws, that Sunrise will have to pay your attorney's fees. My office does not charge consumers to bring cases under any of these laws. And under the Fair Credit Reporting Act and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, they will have to pay my fees at my hourly rate. But I can't help you until you call my office. My office has the experience, the know-how, and the systems to evaluate your case and bring a successful case against Sunrise. But I can't do that till you call me. Look, it doesn't cost anything to call me or talk to me. It doesn't cost anything to find out if you have a case. It doesn't cost anything to bring a case. You have nothing to lose. Give us a call before they call you again. The number here is 210-226-0800. Thanks for watching.